All their support went somewhere else and I only learned the truth by accident. They told me they were proud of me. They said I was brave for chasing my dreams. They promised they had my back no matter what. But all that support? Yeah, it wasn't meant for me. And I only found out the truth because of one dumb email they forgot to delete. My name's Olivia, I'm 29, and for the last 3 years, I've been trying to make it as a full-time artist in Austin, Texas. Quitting my corporate job to pursue painting wasn't a decision I took lightly. It took me almost a year to get the courage to leave my office, my steady paycheck, my insurance, my PTO, all of it. But I did it. I took the leap. And everyone in my life, especially my family, acted like they were right there with me. You've got real talent, my mom said. We believe in you, my dad told me. Even my brother Liam, who's never been the sentimental type, offered to help me build a website. Just let me know what you need, he said. So when I had my first local gallery showing, nothing major, just a small opening in a co-op downtown, I invited everyone. I stayed up late framing prints, practicing my little speech, and hoping like hell at least a few people would show up. The night came. And no one from my family did. Not my parents. Not Liam. Not even a text saying, sorry, can't make it. I spent the whole night pretending it was fine, accepting hugs and compliments from strangers while pretending I didn't feel like a ghost in my own celebration. I told myself there had to be a reason. Maybe they forgot. Maybe there was an emergency. Turns out, there was a reason. But it wasn't the one I expected. A few days later, I went over to my parents' house to return a storage bin I'd borrowed. They weren't home, but I still had a spare key, so I let myself in and left the bin by the laundry room. I was about to leave when I noticed my dad's laptop open on the dining table. Out of pure habit, and maybe a little curiosity, I glanced at the screen. He'd left his email open. And right there, near the top of the inbox, was a message thread titled, Liam's GoFundMe campaign. My stomach dropped. I clicked. And what I found? It changed everything. The email was from 2 weeks ago, right around the time I'd sent out invites to my gallery opening. Subject, let's help Liam get his dream off the ground. From, Mom, to, a long list of family and friends. Every aunt, uncle, cousin, old neighbor, church friend, they were all there. She'd written this heartfelt message about how proud she and Dad were of Liam for finally taking the leap and starting his own business. A mobile detailing service. He'd set up a GoFundMe to raise $15,000 for a van, equipment, and marketing materials. The kicker? He'd already raised nearly $9,000 from them. And in the thread of replies, I saw message after message. Just contributed. Tell Liam we're rooting for him. So happy to support such a driven young man. Can't wait to see where this takes him. Meanwhile, not one person from that list had even acknowledged my gallery showing. Not a call. Not a card. Not even a like on social media. I clicked through to the GoFundMe out of morbid curiosity. Right there, front and center, was Liam smiling in front of a rented van with a caption that said, After years of working dead-end jobs, I'm finally going all in on my passion. My family's been amazing. Couldn't do this without them. That one sentence hit harder than I thought it would. My family's been amazing. I closed the laptop and left the house shaking. My hands, my jaw, everything. Because here's the thing. I wasn't mad that Liam was chasing his dream. I wasn't even mad that he asked for help. I was mad because I had done the exact same thing, quit a steady job to go all in on something I loved, and my family treated it like a cute little phase. They called it risky, impractical, something to fall back from. When I needed help covering studio rent 1 month, I got a lecture about budgeting. When I tried to sell prints online, they barely shared the link. But Liam? He asks for thousands, and they open their wallets and shower him in praise like he's the second coming of Steve Jobs. I didn't say anything at first. I didn't want to be the bitter one, the jealous sibling. I kept it in. I told myself maybe I was overreacting. But then, at Sunday dinner, it got worse. We were sitting around the table, plates full of pot roast and mashed potatoes, when my mom clinked her glass with a butter knife and said, We just want to take a moment to say how proud we are of Liam for following his passion. You're such an inspiration, honey. Everyone clapped. I just sat there, frozen, like my chair had turned into concrete. Not one word about the gallery. Not even a how did it go. I couldn't help myself. I cleared my throat. It's funny, I said. You all told me the same thing when I left my job, but no one donated to my GoFundMe. Dead silence. My mom blinked. You had a GoFundMe? I didn't, I said. But I did have a dream. And an opening. And about 200 unanswered invites. Liam shot me a look. Come on, Liv. It's not a competition. No, I said, it's not. It's just nice to know where the support goes. Dad started to say something, but I was already standing. I walked out before I could cry in front of everyone. That night, I got 3 texts. Liam, you're being kind of unfair. Mom, let's not ruin family time over misunderstandings. Aunt Meg, I didn't realize your art thing was so important to you. Art thing. That told me everything I needed to know. I didn't respond to any of the texts that night. I couldn't. I was too busy pacing my apartment, trying to make sense of how the people who claimed to believe in me could be so utterly blind to how invisible they'd made me feel. It wasn't about the money. Not really. It was about the silence. The indifference. The way they celebrated Liam's ambition like it was the most groundbreaking thing anyone in the family had ever attempted, while mine was treated like a quirky side hobby I'd grow out of. A few days later, I got a voicemail from my dad. His voice was tight, like he was trying really hard not to sound like the bad guy. Hey, Lev. I think we need to talk. I don't want things to be weird between us. Your mom and I love you, you know that. We just didn't know how serious your art thing was. Maybe if you'd said something. If I'd said something. As if I hadn't spent years saying something. Showing them paintings. Inviting them to shows. Emailing links to my online store. Posting progress shots. Asking, begging, sometimes, for just a little encouragement. But I'd finally stopped asking. And now, that silence I tried so hard to break had settled in permanently. Still, I agreed to meet them for lunch. Call me stupid, call me soft, I guess I wanted to give them the chance to fix it. We sat down at a little cafe near their neighborhood. My mom brought cookies for the road, like that would smooth everything over. We're proud of you, she said, unprompted. You know that, right? I raised an eyebrow. Since when? She flinched, then gave that tight little smile I've known since childhood, the one she uses when she's trying to hold back tears or rage. It's just, with Liam, we could see the plan. The steps. The outcome. And with me, you couldn't? You're a great artist, Olivia, my dad jumped in. But the whole thing just seemed uncertain. Risky. I laughed. So, what, I only get support if there's a guaranteed return on investment? They looked at each other like they'd just been caught forgetting their lines. I needed you to show up, I said. Not for my resume. Not for my success. Just for me. For one night. One moment. My mom's lip trembled. We didn't mean to hurt you. I nodded. But you did. I didn't yell. I didn't storm out. I just left the cookies on the table, stood up, and walked away quiet, calm, done. That was 2 months ago. They still haven't come to a show. And I've stopped waiting for them to. Last week, something incredible happened. I sold a painting. Not just any painting, my biggest one yet. A 4x6 foot abstract piece that took me 3 months to finish. It sold to a collector from out of state who found me through Instagram. He paid more than I used to make in 2 months at my old job. I wanted to tell someone. Someone who really saw me. So I texted my friend Riley, the one who helped me hang lights for my first show and didn't flinch when I cried in the parking lot afterward. She texted back immediately. You're incredible. I knew it would happen. Drinks on me tonight? And that? That hit different. Because it made me realize support doesn't always come from the people who share your last name. Sometimes it comes from the people who show up when no one else does. And those are the people I'm building the rest of my life around. The night I sold that painting, I met Riley at a bar downtown. Nothing fancy, just neon signs, sticky floors, and the kind of music that's always a little too loud. But it felt like home. We clinked glasses and she said, "You're doing it. Not trying anymore. Doing." And for the first time since I left my corporate job, I didn't feel like I had to justify my choices. I didn't have to explain the price tag on my work, or defend why I'd spend hours blending blues into grays until it looked like the inside of a storm. I didn't have to beg to be taken seriously. I was seen. Not as a daughter trying to prove something, but as a woman who built something real. After that night, things shifted. Not dramatically, not all at once, but I stopped shrinking myself. I stopped checking my parents' Facebook pages hoping for a subtle shout-out. I stopped waiting for Liam to acknowledge that he wasn't the only one with ambition. I stopped needing their permission to be proud of what I'd done. And in that space, something wild happened. I flourished. My social following grew. Commissions picked up. A local magazine did a feature on emerging artists to watch and listed my name second, right under a guy who paints huge surrealist murals across abandoned buildings. One of the organizers from that first little gallery show I hosted emailed me out of the blue and offered me a solo exhibit next spring. People, strangers, were showing up for me. Because I stopped wasting my light on people who couldn't see it. A few weeks ago, my mom sent a text. Short. Hesitant. Your cousin said you're in that art magazine. Just wanted to say, that's pretty cool. We're proud of you. I stared at it for a long time. It was something. But it was also late. And sometimes, the apology that comes too late just confirms how long you were right to feel hurt. I replied, thanks. I've worked really hard for this. No invitation to the next show. No open door. Just a boundary. I still love my family. That hasn't changed. But I've learned to stop expecting them to be the people I wanted them to be. Support doesn't mean showing up once you see the trophies. It means cheering for someone when they're still struggling, still trying, still unsure. And it sure as hell means showing up when they ask you to. So if you're chasing something big, something scary and beautiful and real, and the people you love most aren't clapping, let them sit in silence. And go find the ones who will stand on their chairs and scream your name from the back of the room. They're out there. And they'll never need a reminder to show up.